Good evening. Welcome back to the Coach Mac Show. We're going to talk about the Irwin County game. And, Coach, we made it to the Dome. Headed to the Dome.
It's hard to believe. I tell you, we've talked earlier in the, I guess a week or two ago, we talked about earlier in the season, we didn't think that we had what it would take to advance in the playoffs. We were concerned about making the playoffs. We were concerned about just trying to have a 500-win season. And here we are, Dome Week. We're in it. We're one of two. So it's something I really, it's hard to get a handle on. It's just, how this has happened. It's just
all falling together.
It's just happened. I told, I've had an opportunity the last couple of days to talk to quite a few newspapers and so forth, and I told one guy, I said, listen, all the cliches you want to use are pretty much come true this year. The old one day at a time, one game at a time, that sort of thing. It's really all pretty much held true this year. It's been an amazing thing, and we talked earlier, senior night, earlier in the year, about just what kind of quality people our seniors are. And we have some other good kids, not just our seniors, but we got some other good kids, and we have some guys that are playing their best football that they've ever played right now. Tevis Dasher, a junior linebacker, just playing tremendous football right now. Of course, getting Andrew Lee back, that was huge. And our offensive line just getting better. Our linebackers, Lance Thompson is doing a great job. Anthony Jackson, who didn't really play football till this year, we have him going inside linebacker, also doing a good job. And so there's just a lot of people doing some good things, and
all coming together at the same time.
It's been just enough to make it thus far. Will it be enough to get it done? I don't know. But it's hard to believe that we've made it to this point, and I am excited for the kids. I'm excited for the coaches. I'm excited for our band, the best band in the state. Excited for our cheerleaders, because back during the preseason and summertime, my daughter Darby, who's a senior cheerleader, would say, "I'd love to coach I'd love to cheer in the Dome my senior year and everything." And I'm thinking, you never want to disappoint your children, but that was one I just told her. I said, it's just probably not going to happen. And I really dreaded the game that came to an end, where I knew she wasn't going to no longer be able to cheer for the Indians, and those seniors continue to play football. So, irregardless, it's working out perfect. Our last game is the last game. So irregardless, it's there'll be tears in eyes, irregardless of the outcome of this. But it's a great way to finish the year. Finish the year, and the very last game of the season is the best way to do it. So we're excited, and we're pleased with that fact that we're here.
Let's talk about the game Friday night. I mean, what a ball game. You couldn't have written a script. I mean, it was like something out of a movie.
I'll tell you, GHSA raises the prices each week for these playoff games, and the tickets are $15. I didn't even realize they were $15 till I cut through the office last week, and I saw the tickets sitting there, and I said, they're $15. And I know for a single person, that's no problem. But you start bringing in a family of 4 or 5 or more, that gets very pricey. And I thought about it for a moment. Then after the game on the ride home, I'm thinking, I said, if you were going to pay $15 to experience something, see something, you got your money's worth.
No doubt about it.
You go to a movie and buy popcorn and all this, and you don't even know if it's going to be a great movie. You went to that game and experienced the emotions of that game, especially if you were a fan of one side or the other, especially a fan of Charlton County. I'm sure you felt like you got your money's worth that game. It was exciting. It was one of those, we got off to a fast start. We've been getting off to fast starts here lately. Got off to a fast start, and defense held a couple times early. The next thing you know, Irwin County has the heart of a champion. They've got winners on that team. Coach Lindsay's a great football coach and has some great players, especially their number 15, number 7 are just incredible football players. And those guys really started taking over and got the game tied, and I believe they actually took the lead. 21-14, I believe it was, and then we turned around and tied it right back, and then we're up 28-21, and then tie it right back, I believe, and then we go up again late, thinking, is this enough? And then it wasn't enough. They went on a drive and punched it in with 4 seconds to go, and I thought that they would go for 2 for the win, and
I sort of thought that too.
If they did, I didn't like our chances, to be quite honest with you. it's not so much our defense as it is their offense. Their offense is fantastic. They do a great job. So much talent back there, and such a great offensive line. Just the best offensive line we've seen by far to this point. Maybe till this week could be the best offensive line, but and then they kicked it, and we're down there just yelling at the kids. We had no timeouts. They had no timeouts. And we're just yelling, everybody go, everybody just go. Yeah. And sure enough, a kid who's having an incredible year, Lance Thompson, just what a year Lance has had, got his hand up there and enough to block the kick, and that was it. I mean, they onside kicked. There's no way they can advance an onside kick. So right. Even if they would have got it, I think the time pretty much would have ran out. Well, actually, that's not completely true. If we would have not fielded it, they would have recovered it, and the clock wouldn't have ticked off at all. So I knew we had to at least touch it, preferably recover it to get the clock going. And I believe it was Scott Birchall, maybe.
I believe it was Scott.
Scott Birchall. That was a second onside recovery.
Yeah. So
Scott recovered again, which all we had to do was snap it one time just to put the clock in play, and that was it. It was we've won some state championships, and I think at Calhoun, our state championship at Calhoun came down to they had the ball at the end of the game, throwing it into the end zone, and you just holding your breath, hoping this thing works out. And if it don't work out, what a miserable way to lose the game. And it worked out, and just here they come, and out of the stands, and it was an incredible feeling. And I've been on the other side, and I told Coach Lindsay, I said, listen, I guess I do know how you feel. Yeah. I've been on the losing side of these things. Our first state championship, we lost 6-0. We've lost games, and we had the ball at the end trying to score for the win and come up short. And so I do know how he feels. It's a tough loss. It's one that's going to stick with you forever. It really does. A loss like that sticks with you, and it's unfortunate. The old saying, it's too bad somebody had to lose that game. Well, it's the playoffs, and that's the bad thing about the playoffs. Good teams go home. Good teams, and sometimes a team, just for whatever reason, Coach Paul Wittenberg, coached it for years and years at Hilliard, is on my coaching staff now, and Coach Wittenberg told me sometime halfway through the season, he goes, I think we may be a team of destiny, and I thought he was crazy, and I guess I kind of still do. I mean, I said, where do you see this team of destiny at? I don't get it. And he would ever so often say, I think we're a team of destiny. I think it's supposed to work out. And I just didn't see it. And again, maybe, and I know it's just how he felt, and he saw something and felt something. But anyway, it's a great feeling to be here. The Irwin game was a tough, hard football game. It was exhausting just watching the film again with the kids today. Exhausting because you're going back through the emotions to where if you stop them now, you win the game.
It's done.
But yet they get a first down, and then you keep saying, well, if we stop them now, we win the game, and they get another first down, and then. Was it fourth down on the goal line? Fourth down on the goal line. Well, the play before, they knew they had to throw the ball in the end zone to get all 4 downs, which is smart. They threw it, and the ball really just hit Tevis Dasher right in the hands. And if Tevis could have just held on, picked it, game over there. But he doesn't pick it, so got another play, and then they score, of course, and then again. Got to kick the extra point, and it worked out. Lance came up big, and it's just early in the game we blocked another extra point. That was Anthony Jackson, number 44. Anthony, a 6'4" kid who came through the middle and blocked it. So it was an incredible ball game. Just completely exhausted afterwards, exhausted all weekend, and for me, I wish I could enjoy them. Better. I mean, I know
maybe after Saturday
people are still excited about it and everything, but I ain't lying. It wasn't more than we get on the bus and I'm already on the phone finding out first of all who won between Hawkinsville and Marion and getting ready for that. It's getting hard for me to enjoy them. Sometimes you got to get ready for the next one. So
we've all been celebrating all weekend long, and we're already checking out Marion.
Already working on that, and my coaches are up here all day Saturday and up here after church on Sunday, all till late. working on it, and then had to make a lot of plans today for travel plans. But it's exciting, and you got to remind yourself whenever you get going in this is there's just about every coach in the state would trade positions with you right now, and just about every team would trade positions with you right now to have a chance to prepare this week, practice, and get ready to play another game.
It was an exciting ball game, and the fourth quarter. I can only imagine what you were going through. I mean, we were up there. I was on top of the camera. Chris was in the booth, and it was just back and forth. You think one time, all right, we've got this, and then here they come again. It was just crazy. It
was crazy. It was really nuts. I think both offenses were just really going. I did watched a little bit of the Auburn Missouri game with all those points, and I think during the broadcast somebody said you might have to redefine what a good defensive game is. It used to be shutouts. It used to be holding a team to 14 or at least 21 and so forth. But now anymore, I think if you hold somebody to 35, you've done pretty good now because offenses are just going up and down the field it seems like anymore. So it was one of those games where we knew every time we had the ball, we had to snap. I know there was a time where I considered very hard of faking a punt. I really thought we were going, and I was ready to pull the trigger, but I kept debating and thinking, well, I know that Trey can punt it deep.
Yeah.
Give him a long field. Something could happen.
And
he, like usual, Trey hit a deep punt down there, and I don't think we held him. But and I kept thinking, I hate to give the ball back to him. And this is nothing against our defense. It's just their offense was tremendous. Yeah. Just great football players on that offensive side of the ball. And but I decided to go ahead and punt it and put him down there deep. And I'm not sure if they scored on, or I think they might have just went on down and scored. It seemed like they did every time. But it was to that point where you were almost ready to take some chances to keep them from getting the ball back.
I know the two teams. Well, we've met them twice now. Mm-hmm. And both times it's decided by special teams.
It really was. I mean, I guess the people talk about how important special teams are, and sometimes even when you say that, you're still overlooking special teams. No, it's crucial. It was huge in this game. We missed a field goal. I mean, just did miss a field goal.
Just barely.
Our protection up front broke down on an extra point. Got an extra point blocked. Mm-hmm. We blocked 2 of their extra points. So, all this scoring, all this going up and down the field goes back to some extra points and a missed field goal. I mean, big differences in the game. So, and again, us onside kicking, not getting it. Them onside kicking twice, not getting it. So, again, us and them being able to execute recovering onside kicks, really huge. Yeah, you can just say we were good on offense, they were good on offense, but it came down to those special team plays. Yeah. It really did.
Coach, we're going to take a short break and then jump into the Dome game with Marion County. And some fans have posted some questions on our Facebook page I'd like to run by you.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
The Folkestone Pharmacy, your original hometown pharmacy for over 45 years, is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet broadcasts. Folkestone Pharmacy accepts insurance from most local employers, including the City of Folkestone, Charlton County, Babcock and Wilcox, AJM, Charlton Memorial Hospital, and many others. The Folkestone Pharmacy wishes the Indians best of luck this season. Okefenokee Rural Electric Membership Corporation offers more than dependable electrical energy at a competitive price. Quality service is provided by a friendly and professional staff trained to meet your every electrical power need, whether residential, commercial, or industrial. If you have any questions or need information, call us at 1-800-262-5131. Okefenokee REMC, owned by those we serve. A proud sponsor of this year's Indian football broadcast.
All right, welcome back to the Coach Mack Show. Coach, we've got Marion County. They defeated Hawkinsville soundly Friday night, from what I understand.
Marion County is a team that I think everybody would have agreed was going to be one of the participants probably in the Dome. One of the favorites, without a doubt. Actually, they were number 1 seed all year long till they just had is a crazy game with Hawkinsville, a big rivalry. It's one of those rivalry games where anything can go either way.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that it was more Marion not playing to Marion's level. And it was reason for the loss to Hawkinsville. But I mean, Marion is probably your number one team. They've been number one all year long, and they're an outstanding football team. Coach Mike Sweeney just does an incredible job. He's a great high school football coach. And last year we had to go over there in the first round and got whipped pretty good by them, and they've still got a lot of talent. Marion County is a football team that really their philosophy, I think, is to run the football, beat you with a sound running game, who will throw the ball and do it well, and beat you with a very, very good sound defense. And also with the kicking game, they have a kicker who is a Division I kicker. I believe he's committed to Middle Tennessee State, possibly.
Same young man that was there last year?
Yes. So if you saw him last year, he put on a kicking expedition.
Yeah,
I mean, pregame, you just look down there and you just watch this guy kick him, and he's once they cross the midfield, I mean, he's in range. He's that good, and he's going to kick off. He's going to have kickoffs that go into the end zone. He's going to have kickoffs that just about go through the upright. He's that good. He's big time. He's a kid that will play, of course, Division I football. He's a kid that has a leg that will have one day maybe a chance to kick in the NFL. He's that good.
In that dome with no
with
breeze.
a dome with no breeze, no wind, or any reason to keep the ball not to go in the end zone. I'm sure every one of them will go through it, and he'll probably be trying to kick it through the uprights. Offensively, they're extremely sound. They have a running back, but his numbers number one. Don't have a roster, don't know their names, but number one is he's probably the best athlete on the field. He's going to play wide receiver. They're going to run screens to him, spot passes. I'm sure they got things where they're going to fake it and release it deep. We worked on all that today and this week. They've also got him in the backfield. I know he'll carry the ball, but they have a player number 8. Who is as good a running back as we've seen. Really? So they have 2 running backs that are as good as we've seen. They're great athletes. They got an offensive line which is as good as we've seen. A big, strong, physical group of offensive linemen. And then they'll do all this a lot out of some spread formations, right. And throw the football. A little bit like we can do, with the exception of they've got more than one running back. We really only have one right now, but they have an ability to get 2 in the backfield, run misdirection for you. So again, that's challenging for us to play. Just very sound. The quarterback is a very good quarterback. He's a kid that can throw the football when he needs to. He can actually pull the ball and run it, so it's part of the game we have to be ready for. It's going to be as good you're getting ready for the state championship game, and you might as well understand, any way you look at it, you're playing the best team. You're playing the best team you've played, regardless of the path we've taken. This is going to be the best football team we've played in the Eagles here. Defensively, they base out of a 4-3 look, but it's easy to be incredibly multiple. I'm sure they'll do things with our passing game. We're a good throwing football team. We can throw it on any down, and we've really worked on our today, and we'll work on all week, just remaining extremely multiple. Run the football when we need to, throw the football all over the field when we need to, and we believe in that, and it's worked for us. Last week we do not win the football game without Trey Harrington's 110 yards throwing the football and one touchdown pass. And then we don't win the football game without our offensive line and Andrew Lee just on fire right now. So that's a big part of what we have to still be able to execute against this very, very good defense. Special teams, very sound. They're a championship football team, no doubt about it. And I would have to think without a doubt, and they're a favored team. They've been number one all year. They had one really mistake game. But other than that, they've been by far the number one seeded team, number one ranked team in the entire state. And they're built for this. They've got a great group of seniors on there, and this is what they've been shooting for and lining up for. So it just so happens that we're going to be the other team that gets to play against them. But we don't have any excuses for not winning. No excuses for not playing well or playing hard. But the reason that if we're not successful, the reason is simply going to be Marion County. They're very good, outstanding football team. Linebacker number 44 and 32 are two of the best linebackers we've seen all year. And then another guy, he's extremely good. So it's going to be a real challenge for us playing those guys on a neutral field.
For our fans that haven't seen Marion County since last year, is there a team that we've played that you can kind of compare, maybe similarities like offensively, defensively?
Well,
kind of give our fans a picture.
You know, they really don't look like anybody we've played.
Really?
They're not a true option football team like we've seen against like we've seen throughout the season. If I had to pick anybody that reminds me a little bit, it'd be Clinch County.
Really?
Clinch County with some size. Okay?
Right. Okay.
Speed, but yet some size. So you take Clinch County, bigger offensive line, bigger linebackers, bigger defensive line. That's probably who they remind me of the most, with the misdirection, the speed in the backfield. So I would have to say definitely Clinch County. You figure, and that's not far-fetched at all, considering Hawkinsville beat Clinch pretty soundly, and these guys blew Hawkinsville out 40-7, I believe it was.
Right.
So us saying that, yeah, they're better than Clinch County, and they remind me of Clinch County, yeah, that's pretty safe to say. They're by far the best team we've faced all year, and it's going to be a heck of a challenge for us to hang with these guys. I really believe that.
Defense is going to have to stay on their assignments.
Defense is going to have to play great, and it's one of those things. If they play good, and we play very good, I think they're still better. It's going to have to be one of those things to where we're going to need some help. You know, we're going to need some help to beat these guys, to upset them. But we're excited about going in. Our thing this year, the consistency at the end of the year has been our effort. We just need to continue to have great effort. If we continue to have great effort, we can have some fun in this game. But if not, it'll probably be it might be a short stay up in Atlanta.
Well, we're hoping for a great time and a great win. Yeah. It seems like when you talk about the effort, well, we talked about last week, as a matter of fact, since the Irwin game, the first time. Yeah. The kids have not quit. They have not laid down.
They have not quit. We've had great practices. We've had, and of course, we've had great games, and the kids have really just, since we played Irwin, and I'm talking about playing Irwin, and then from that point, playing Irwin on, it's just the effort has been something that they've without a doubt bought into. That's been the key to our success on this run right now. And I'm sure, without a doubt, state championship game, the effort's going to be there. Question is, can you execute well enough to beat a superior opponent? I don't know. But the effort will be there without a doubt.
Can I pry any new wrinkles? Are we going to try anything?
No, it's
or we're
just,
not going to give them anything?
No, it's really it's just what we do. It's you get this far, and really you think about it, as far as with the kids, you only have this week we have I guess we have 5 days to prepare, and it gets to where if you're going to do a lot of adjusting or a lot of true changing, it's probably going to have to happen during your open week. Or the open week before the playoffs. That's where you're going to do a lot of changing and so forth. This week, I'm sure Coach Sweeney will tell you the same thing is where we're going to go with what got you here.
Go with what got you.
Exactly, and what got us here is being multiple on offense, throwing it on first down, running it on second down, or third and long, run it, and so forth. Just us being multiple. And us just playing with great effort on defense. That's what's got us here, and that's what's going to have to continue to try to get us over this hump right here.
Before, Coach, we had some fans post some questions about the game this week and itinerary and whatnot. Yeah. Before we get into that, I understand that Lance Thompson broke a
Lance Thompson, what a guy. Boy, I love this kid. Lance is one of my all-time favorites. He has worked himself up into a great high school football player, just in the weight room and the effort he gives out. We talked about him last week. I believe he had 12 tackles Friday night. He's been in double-digit tackles here, it seems like, most all year. And I think Marquise Elmore used to play for me. Marquise was a parade All-American, high school All-American, went on to play at Georgia. He was my all-time leading tackler, I think. I haven't looked at it. I believe, and I think I'm right on this because Marquise even said I was right. That Marquise had 100 tackles in his season.
Right.
Well, Lance went over and Lance finished with 103 Friday night. So as far as I know, he's the tackle leader.
The new man.
And the way we give out tackles by watching the film on Sundays evenings. So we don't just.
Not
just hand them out. You've got to make that tackle to get that tackle. We're not going to give you a full tackle when it really is an assist.
Right.
So Lance is extremely deserving of that title, all-time leading tackler in a season. Has a chance to pile some more tackles onto that this week with the way they run the football. Hopefully he'll get off those offensive linemen and get to the ball carrier. But no, Lance is just an incredible young man, and I tell you, I've been awful lucky to be his coach for the last 4 years.
It's been fun filming it this year.
I tell you, it's been a lot of fun with with this team in particular. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right, Coach, let's get into some questions here. Chris did me a favor, and he printed them real big for me, so I'm going to go without the bifocals over there. It says, one fan asked, when will the team be going to Atlanta?
We're going to Thursday. We're going to have to do a lot of packing. We're going to have to get a lot of things done Thursday. We're going to have to get our truck loaded, and we're going to have the kids report to school. They're going to have matching sweatsuits. We got them all dressed up nice for the trip and everything. We've always done that for the Dome because when we get up there, we're going to practice outside. We're going to have them come to school regular time, be here by 8 o'clock. Like they'd be coming to school, and then they're going to just report to the cafeteria. And the cafeteria, I think it's Burger King is going to donate breakfast for us.
Awesome.
So we're looking forward to that. Really appreciate Burger King for doing that. And Kim there, she's always helped us out. So we're going to have breakfast in there with that, and then we're going to. I'm sure all the kids will probably organize a walkout out of classes about 8:30 and greet us in the hall on the way out. We've always done that, and the band will be out there probably playing the Warpath, and we'll get on buses about 8:30, and we'll head on out and we'll ride, and we're going to ride till we hit a rest area on the first rest area on 75. Pull over and we're going to do it pretty good. We're going to pull over and give us some time to walk around, relax, and use the restrooms. Plus, we're going to pull a table out and set up. We have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and snack bags, a whole bit, and plenty of drinks. We're going to have all that laid out for them. So try to do that up right, and then we'll get on the bus and back on it. And we may hit one more rest area, or we may just go ahead and ride on into McDonough, where we're going to eat. Feed the team in McDonough, and then from there we're going to go over to Terra Stadium in Jonesboro. It's a relatively brand new stadium. It has pretty much the identical turf that's in the Dome, so our kids will get an opportunity to run around the turf, get out and run around and do some things. So we'll go through a typical pregame practice out there and do that, and then from there we'll go on to the hotel, and once I don't know if you want to get in on this, but once at the hotel, we'll assign them their rooms and so forth. They don't know which hotel they're staying at.
I understand that's top secret.
That's top secret. I'm the only one that knows. There's a lot of hotels in Atlanta.
Yep.
Hopefully you don't pick the one we go to, and if you do, that's okay too. But we try, and the reason that is because we want the kids to be focused.
Right.
We want them to just be with the team and the coaches and those people. And so, but I mean, it's no big deal if somebody was to find out and stay there. It's not the end of the world. That's not a problem. But we've actually stayed there one time, and it wasn't our opponents, but another football team was there. But it's
there's a hint, folks.
But it wasn't a problem for us at that time. But we've got it set up to where they're giving us a big meeting room. We'll set up drinks and snacks in there. Once we get there, we'll do a devotional. Brother Ray McMillan will be with us. He's with us all the time. We'll do a team devotional, and then we'll do some more film work with the team. We'll carry our video equipment with us, and then after that, we'll have there's a particular place up there. It's like a mom and pop pizza place. I found out last time we were there, 2006 when we were there. I found this place, and it's great pizza, and we're going to bring in a bunch of pizzas and have pizza and Gatorade.
There you go.
And then send them to the room, and usually every year it's been perfect. The kids will just go and relax, and there'll be Dome games on TV.
Yeah.
they'll get an opportunity to watch somebody else play in the dome for a while. Then, being it's 11:30 start, we'll have to get them up early. We'll get them up about 6:30, and this place has a restaurant in it, and they're going to make us a special breakfast buffet for pregame, which we'll have at 7, and give the kids an opportunity to go back to the room, clean up, get ready to come down to the lobby. And we get down to the lobby, and we'll have Wesley Green and Perry Green, 2 police officers in our community, be with us, and they're going to lead us on downtown to the dome. And you get there, and we're going to try to get there early. Being we're the first game, we're going to be able to take the field earlier, so we're going to try to get there early enough where we can the kids can get in there and look around, and especially catch some punts looking up at the ceiling. The ceiling, if you've ever been in there, is a very distracting.
It's going to be my first trip.
It's a distracting. You imagine looking up at the ceiling, you see all kinds of different things up there, just the building. A kid really has to take some reps catching some punts. So we'll do a lot of that, give Kurt Nixon an opportunity to catch a lot of punts, and so he gets somewhat used to looking up. And there's some different things about the turf up there. And one thing is it's marked a lot differently. You're going to see 3 sets of hashes. You're going to see NFL hashes, college hashes from the SEC championship a week before, and then you're going to see high school hashes way out here. And then you're going to see the NFL numbers, which is in different places the high school numbers. And there'll be a mark where the college numbers were for Friday, for last Saturday for the SEC game. And then you might hopefully see another mark where the high school numbers are, which is important because we use markings on the field for a lot of different things in the passing game and in our special teams. So that's something that we're going to have to talk about this week. And once we get there, we're going to have to explain to the kids, listen, these markings don't mean anything. This does. Plus, it's a flat field. There's no crown on the dome field. Now, so many fields we play on, high school fields, have a crown to them for water and so forth. And this is a perfectly flat field. So it's running around on it, kind of throwing the ball around, just kind of getting the field, getting used to it, and that sort of thing, and letting the kids get over that, just looking around at everything, because
it's a little bit of starstruck, because this group hasn't been, right?
It's a big deal. I mean, our kids watch the SEC championship game, and they say, "Well, I'm going to play in that building right there on that field," and then all of a sudden, they're probably maybe not old enough to remember when the Super Bowl was in there and all that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of history to the Georgia Dome, a lot of real big events. I mean, with the SEC championship games and the college basketball games that played in there and the NFL games that are played in there, and so forth. So it's really a special experience, and I'm excited for our kids that are in the band. I know the band's excited about performing in the dome and on TV and so forth. So. And it's going to be a lot of fun, but and I know we just found out a lot of arrangements. We have the NFL visiting team's locker room, which we've been in there before. You have 2 options when you get there. If you're further enough away, and nobody's further away from Atlanta than we are in the state of Georgia, they give you the nice locker room, which is the locker room that the NFL visitors use, which is very, very plush, very nice locker room. You even have your own private coach's locker room off to the side. It's big time. I mean, it's going to be fun just to see the kids walk in the locker room and realize they're in a building or in a locker room like this that all these NFL teams have been using and so forth. So it's going to be a great experience. A lot of kids are going to have stories to tell for the rest of their lives about playing in it and so forth. But somewhere in all that, we have to strap it on and play a football game and try to. And against a great opponent and come away with the biggest prize in high school football there is, a state championship.
We're looking forward to celebrating.
I know it.
All right, Coach, the next question is, if players decide to stay after our game and watch family and friends, do they have to purchase a ticket?
That's a very, very important question, and that's something I need to address the kids about this week. If in a lot of games after a football game, the kids will parents will come up and say, I've got AJ. I'm taking him with me, which is great. It's fine. If parents want their kids, we give them to them. And after the game, but what they need to do is the parents need to stay in the dome. Don't leave the dome. Okay. They need to come down to the bottom corner of the dome by where we went into the tunnel back and forth and wait right there. And then the players who are going home with their parents, Coach Murray will escort those players out and see them actually go up the steps to their parents. So the parents will be right there. So that's very important because in the past we've had parents leave the dome, try to come down the loading dock, which at the loading dock with the security, they won't let them in there.
Right.
And now we can't find parents. We have your kid. We can't find you. We're going to have to take your kid. We just can't let them go.
Right.
Type thing.
Not
So
downtown
the main thing is for the parent to stay in the dome. Stay in the dome and just come down where they see us, go in and out from the locker room, the tunnel right there, and then we'll bring them back out to you, type thing. And again, just for the parents' sake, we can't let your kid go unless we see you and say, all right, you got him, because it's first and foremost, we're responsible for their safety, and so we've got to take care of that. But don't leave the dome.
Do not go outside.
Do not go outside, because then you won't have to be able to get back in.
There you go. All right.
But the players will not need a ticket. Once they're in the dome as a participant, they can stay the rest of the day.
They can stay the rest of the day. Okay. Says another fan asked, what are the ticket prices and where can I get them?
That's more Coach Cruz and information. But I think they're $20. And $20 gets you the entire day. I believe they are. I think that's right. I'm sure that's right. And actually, I think if you buy them here,
Chris was
I think if you buy them here, they're $18. If you buy them in the front office from Courtney Bryant, they're $18. So you save $2. If you're buying several tickets, that helps you.
Yeah.
And there's another thing about the tickets. I was told today, you can get them here. I don't know when the cutoff is, but you can get them here before you go up, which is probably a good idea. Then, because there will be some lines at the ticket booths. They won't have all the ticket booths probably open. And also, we're going to have a map of the dome. There's certain parking areas that will be available to us,
to the fans,
to the fans, and so that would be information you need to get from the office. Also on that map, along with parking, they're going to show which side of the dome is our side. So you'll want to park in the right parking lot, so you don't have a far walk. You don't have to walk all the way around the outside of the dome, and you get into the dome. Once you get in, it's not really a bad walk around the dome to get to your side, but it's also, this map will show you which is the visitor side. We're the visiting team, so you'll need to know which side's the visiting side, so forth. But again, that's not a problem. Now, one thing that the dome has warned us about, do not buy, although they're $20 at the dome, $18 here, do not buy a ticket from somebody else out there, because there may be people with extra tickets or whatever trying to sell you. The problem with that is the ticket's a scannable ticket. Once the ticket has become scanned, it cannot be scanned again. So somebody can get a ticket, go in, and whatever, get somebody in, and then come back out with a ticket and try to resell it somehow. And once that ticket's been scanned at the ticket booth, it's a useless ticket. It can be a souvenir. They're nice souvenir tickets, but just beware of that. So do not buy a ticket outside the dome, because that happened quite a bit, I guess, in past years. Already scanned tickets being sold.
All right. Let's see. Another question is, will it be streamed? And Chris has got this one for us. Yes, Play On and the GHSA will be streaming the ball game as well. So if you can't pick it up on Channel 8. Mm-hmm. You can go online, and we are going to post that on Charlton Sportsnet. That'll be on our Facebook page, the link to that game. Now, that way we're thinking that's going to be a national or a play-on crew, probably a restream of the GPB.
Yeah, I have friends and family in Illinois, and I know that they've looked into it, and they're going to be able to get the internet version and watch it. And I know I had some friends and family up in Illinois who watched the last week's game. And,
we appreciate it.
Yeah, they watched it on you guys, and they said you guys did a great job. Of course, I knew that. But, again, you guys did a great job, and you really brought it to them to where they felt like they were at the game, and they felt the emotions of what was going on. But, no, I know this, no matter what, this is our last game of the year, and I just want to tell Chris and you how much I appreciate what you do for our kids. And that's what you do. I know you don't do it for you guys. I know you don't make a dime off this thing. You probably lose money on this thing. I know you do. Yeah, I know you do. Sometimes in coaching, when you start taking care of kids, you'll lose money some days. But again, it comes back. It's about the kids. It's about the kids, regardless of the sport or activity. It's about the kids, and I appreciate you guys doing it for all the right reasons. And I know we'll have a big crowd. And if we don't have a big crowd up there, I know we'll have a lot of folks here. And again, for me, this is so exciting because I really care about the people in this community. And these kids, and I know that just the experience of going up there. I hope we win this football game, but again, yeah, it may not go our way, but just the experience of this, this last 3-week journey we've been on has been absolutely exciting, and come up short or win it all, irregardless, this is going to be something these kids and their parents and their families aren't going to forget ever.
Well, I know on behalf of myself and Chris and our entire crew, we almost hate turning it over to Georgia Public. We've been along for the whole ride, and we obviously want to thank you, AD Cruz, Jesse Cruz, Dr. Howard, for allowing us to be a part of it. This has been so much fun.
Yeah, it's been a great partnership, and hopefully, already excited about next year. I know we've already got our schedule finalized. I'm not going to share it yet, but anyway, maybe after this week I'll give you a copy of it, and we can already start making plans for next year.
All right, Coach. Well, we appreciate it. Anything else that maybe we didn't cover on the questions?
No, just
because I know you've been there.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting day. It's going to be an exciting week so far, and it's going to be an exciting trip up. And for me, I've been in the dome. I've taken teams in, so it's still exciting for me. Don't get me wrong, but the thing I'm going to enjoy is walking in, almost stepping back, and watch our kids get off those buses, go on that loading dock, and it's kind of a dramatic thing because they got this huge door, if you can imagine, this monstrous door that all of a sudden we pull up and we get on the loading dock, and we're all together on the loading dock, and they'll only do it once we get everybody off the bus and we get all the equipment together, so nobody's going in and out because they don't want that draft and let all the heat or the air, all that kind of out, and all of a sudden they'll raise up this huge door, and all of a sudden you're in the dome. And
man, I wish we could have a camera down there.
It's exciting to see the kids and then walk through the corridors, and you go into that locker room, and then they can't really see the playing field yet, but then once we'll go in there and we'll drop our stuff, and the first thing I'll let them do is let's go walk the field, and when they walk out and that place opens up to them, and all the color and that field and everything, it's a lot of fun to watch those kids. These kids from down here in Folkestone, Georgia, Charlton County, these kids live down St. George. They walk into that, and it's a big deal, and I'm excited that I'm excited. We want to win, but I'm so excited we're just getting to go right now.
I appreciate you sharing that with us. Yeah, that's a cool story.
That's a lot of fun.
Well, Coach, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us along for the ride this year, and we'll see you, I almost said Friday night. We'll see you Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.